Yeah, that's very cool.
That guy's on the money, I reckon. But before we dive in and see what he was talking about and check out the world's cutest Joey in his mama's pouch, I'd like to note that all the footage in this video was shot on Yuin Country, and I acknowledge that Aboriginal people are the first people and traditional custodians of these lands. So, for those non-Canberrans, going down the bay is a pretty normal thing. And by the bay, I mean Bateman's Bay, which is the closest point to the ocean we have. And we took a very impromptu trip to South Durras in Murramarang National Park. In fact, we stayed at Murramarang Resort, something we haven't done since the kids were tiny. We got there in the late afternoon, just in time for a lazy walk along the beach to watch the sun go down. Pretty cool. Kids and I got up nice and early and set off for a walk along the coastline, keen to check out the sunrise. And it certainly didn't disappoint. What I really wanted to check out though was the amazing rock formations all along the coast in this part of the world. It's a pretty special place to check out the phenomenal things that the planet does when given an ocean and a bunch of time. Like this for instance. Or this cave in the sandstone. You can see the strata and how the different layers weather and erode differently, creating very cool caves, synonymous in sandstone everywhere around this area. This is kind of right at the southernmost point of the Sydney Sandstone formations, some of my favourite rocks and where you see some of the most amazing landscapes. How about this? Pretty funky. And this. One of my kids asked me if this was rebar, that iron bar you use to reinforce concrete. Not far wrong. It's iron-rich veins in the stone, and it weathers away differently and it leaves this very cool formation. And how about this cool layer sitting on a big fat chunk of sandstone? It might be cool to wander around and check all this stuff out, but it's just dangerous as hell. You can see these massive boulders which are broken off. They're not weathered very much at all, so it's all happened pretty recently. I wouldn't want to be under it when it all came down. And this stuff is everywhere along here. Some's weathered more than others, but still. And how about this layer? This is conglomerate, probably fluvial, laid down in some sort of stream. Big ass round pebbles all the way through it are a bit of a giveaway. But obviously at some point millions of years ago, the stream changed course and the deposits changed. Pretty awesome. Then we get to this amazing gap. A fissure in the rock thousands of years ago slowly weathered away to create a gap we could walk through. Good thing too, because the rock ledge we were walking around disappeared at this point, so it's the only way. It's massive too, maybe 100 feet high. Glad I didn't have to try and scramble over the top of it. And with the morning sun gleaming through, well...
Yeah, that's very cool.
Oh yeah, I nearly forgot. No trip to Murramarang is complete without a visit from some kangaroos. They're totally chill and used to people here. In fact, they're probably after some food, which is not so good. Check out this gorgeous little Joey saving his mama's pouch. Okay, so it's hard to top that, so I'll finish this one here. Thanks for tuning in, and please consider subscribing. I just hit 500 subscribers, which is insane, so join the crew. And if you'd like to see more of my adventures when I'm out and about, click on one of these links. But until next time, stay safe.